All right, back with my Bate Borisov save of Football Manager 2020. So basically the Belarusian league is still going, even though that we're all in lockdown at the moment. And I started a Bate Borisov team, basically, being that the Belarusian league is about the only one. And there was like a predictor about your surname, your month of birth or something, and so this was, and it designated me Bate Borisov as a team. It was just one of those meme things that was going around on social media. So I thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to play as Bate Borisov, and we've been pretty good so far. It's actually quite surprising that I didn't realise the Belarusian league, and just how dominant Bate Borisov really are. And so I've played some games. We've been pretty successful so far. Won most of our games. Um, I signed this star striker, Skurin. But generally speaking, yeah, we've won most of our games. I think we had one slip up. So we had Naftan, who, funnily enough, I'm looking at one of their players. But as you can see, I've been on pretty much a winning streak. We lost, I think, Zodino. I think they're actually quite a good side. Yeah, they're sixth. And that was early on. I'm trying to get them to play new tactics because it does seem very much like the 4-4-2 doesn't really suit this squad, which is why I'm going to be looking at the end of the season anyway, once I've gained their trust a bit, to try and push on and replace a lot of players. I've got a really ageing squad. Slutska are the other team, which I lost to, which they are not a good side at all. But I think, if I remember right, I actually rotated a lot because we had a Belarusian Cup final in the middle, which we won, which was great. But generally speaking, I mean, we are very much dominating teams. Like, for instance, in this final, as I said, I'd rested a lot of players beforehand. But if I showed you the match stats, you'll see that we battered them. And this is a cup final, and yeah, I mean that's also the team that we lost to. But I think even we lost this game, I think it was a bit. I think we still massively outplayed them. Oh no, maybe not. But yeah, so transfers that have happened so far, I'm trying to sort of wheel and deal a little bit. Um, I signed this lad Smirnov, who's been pretty good as like a backup, but you can see like it's really hard to get really high top quality, and this is our big money signing from CSKA Moscow for 1.1. You can see, I mean, he's coming on leaps and bounds. 20 years old. I'm training him at the moment as a pressing forward because it looks after all of his physicals and like the majority of his mentals, trying to get him better at heading and bravery. And then what's obviously going to happen is once he turns sort of 21 and his physical adaptation starts to go down, I will change his training regime to a complete forward, and he can start learning that actual role. But I mean, I'm pretty happy at the moment with what we're doing. Considering I'm quite new, sold some players as well, but the value of these players, it's hard to get any sort of decent value out of players. I mean, I've got a couple of transfers lined up as well. Like Miguel Aziz, I signed. He was actually the first signing. He's going to become like a box-to-box midfielder. Um, he's going out. All of these players. So we're signing this lad for 35. Just a little 16-year-old punt, basically. Like, it's really hard to get anything of any quality at the moment. So it's going to be, I think first I'm just going to get a load of youngsters in, which goes against the club vision. Jablonski as well. I'm not sure where he's going yet, but hopefully we can get rid of him. He's actually not a bad player, but he was kicking off about game time, and I wasn't going to be held to ransom about that. Trying to sign this lad. Again, just another punt. He's valued at 220. I think I've offered quite a decent amount of money. But you can see he has possibly got the potential. And at this stage, I'm just going to sign a load of youngsters and take a punt on what I think based on kind of like the stats range, which is a bit of a gamble, but we just don't have the infrastructure at the moment to do this properly, and that's something that I'm going to build up over time. So today is our big one. Like, these are our main rivals. Yeah, and I've looked in the dev center as well. We don't really have any players in the dev center. Like, we don't really have anyone in there, and all of the sort of half decent ones I've put into the reserves. So he's a lot better than I thought. Where am I training him to play? I am training him as a striker as well, but his finishing is pap. And he's injured. But other than that, Kopitovic is a first teamer anyway. I think I've got him on the bench actually today, Kopitovic. But yeah, I mean, there's not much in here. Yeah. I mean, he's actually pretty quick, to be fair to him. Where am I training him to play? Complete wingback, yeah. So a lot of these players as well, like, they're really not great. And I think this is going to be a challenge, is I need to lower my expectations as to what a good player is. But he's got some pretty decent physicals here. So what I need to do is just actually sit down and take a proper look at some of these players. Yablonski's the guy who I'm selling. I think I'm looking to retrain as a complete wing back, purely because, again, the physicals at this age, if you can get their physicals good, then you can start worrying about the mentals and the rest of it. Again, relatively quick. That's all they've got. So anyway, we'll worry about that when we're a little bit further through the season, but you'll see this. Like, he won't make it. He's 18. If you're sort of 16 or 17, then you've got a chance. But physicals aren't amazing. Where am I training him? Yeah, so I'm looking after his mentals now and his physicals. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with today's game. We are playing today our arch rivals. So club info. General, you'll see fierce rivals of Dynamo Minsk. And they are seen as our rival, and that's actually today. So we've got more or less a full squad to choose from. I'm playing Bezimerti at the moment, because he has actually been in good form. And the same as Nastic. These are both like my backups, but they've been in really good form, and I don't see any point in dropping them just because it's a big game. And the two in the middle, the two centre backs as well, have been fantastic. So Volkov is the ball playing defender. So anyway, we're going to give it a go. We've got our two main central midfielders in there who have been absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to start Skavish. I know that he's like not 100% match fit, but I like the idea of having this lad to bring on, who's 34 by the way. But you can see, like, having him as an option to bring on could be pretty useful. This is the other lad that we're sort of trying to develop as a striker, purely because he's got good finishing stats. And he's 17 years old, so I'm working on his physicals. Like, that's always between the age of 16, 17 until 18 years old. It's always the physicals that I go to try and develop first. And then we move on to the mental, and then we worry about all the technicals further down the line. So without further ado, let's get on. We're going to give a passionate team talk. It's an interesting lineup. Yeah, I need to work on some backup tactics, which I've put one together, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit because I'm not happy with it. I'm going to be passionate. There you go. Lots of motivation in there for the players. It's away as well, so that's always a... But really, I think this is the only team that can really give us a run for our money. And they happen to be our arch rivals, so... Let's get that out. Oh, it's such a poor pass. All day. Not happy with how quickly. Where's our left back? Get out there. Get it out. Demand more from them. This isn't good enough. Out. Right, who's picking that up? They're first to everything at the moment, aren't they? Them again. Come on. Goal. Try and play on the front foot. We're letting them run right over us at the moment. Pick that up. Oh, come on. No one's turned up. Gonna have to make a change soon. This isn't good enough. None of them are playing well. All the highlights have been them. Can't get the ball off them. Can't wait till half time, to be honest. Show me some passion. It's supposed to be a derby. Failing to turn up. Right. Team talk. Aggressive. Not happy with your performance out there. Get out there and do it properly. Pathetic. Right, time. Don't shit yourself. When have we played like that? Waiting for them to score. Right. I think I need to change the right and the left back because both of them have been out of position most of the bloody game. After me bigging them up and saying what great form they've been in. Right. You're in a yellow, so you're coming off straight away for Kopitovic. And I haven't got my left back on the bench, so that's useful. Our box to box has been absolutely dreadful. I mean, we just haven't won anything in the middle at all, have we? And thing is, I'm not sure about putting on, even if he does have an amazing name. Let's put our right winger on as well, because he's going to get knackered later on anyway. Treble substitution. Let's try and actually take the game to them. So at the moment we look done. going to roll the dice a little bit. Tell you what, let's play you in your favoured position. Or actually, let's play you as a deep line forward because you can play there in support. This could go one of two ways. They're on the attack again, aren't they? That's got to be offside. Yep. Must admit, I thought he was more off than what they... Really looking forward to this game, and they've absolutely bossed us, haven't they? Anyone want to get to that? Love to nick it. Oh my God. Does it count? How have we done that? How have we done that? I have no idea how we've done that. I do think, though, the midfield, if we play them again, shall I keep him as a deep line playmaker in support mode? Well, it doesn't, for the sake of a minute. Because we've been dreadful. But it came from that that player that I was saving, wasn't it? Stresovac. I said I wanted to keep hold of him as a potential impact sub for the player who was lacking match fitness. Kind of paid off. And actually, he's having a good season. That Nekahaichik, is that his name? You're having a good season. Good win, boys. Well done. So yeah, this season's more about making do with like the squad that I've got. It's not too bad, but obviously when we get into Europe, it's a derby win, isn't it? I mean, you're looking at players on 56. Not much has been made about it being... I don't think they've really made much about the fact that it's a derby game. But oh well. So hold on. I kind of agree with him. Uh, your team's late goal was entirely undeserved. I will say the diplomatic thing and say I'd rather not talk about it. Because it never ends well, that kind of stuff. But that is a big win. When's our next match? 2 days' time. We're going to need to rotate probably, aren't we? Let's not put anyone available for the reserves just in case. Yablonsky can. Well, you two both can because you're on your way out. That's why I need a centre back. Glinsky. Okay. Glinsky can as well. He's not going to get. Realistically, he's not going to make it. Okay. Always on the 50% of next sale. If you don't like it, it's tough. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so playing time. First off will be a youngster. Then he will be a future prospect. Then he will be a fringe player there. I kind of want him on a full time. I think we can put him on more than 10 quid a week. Let's put him on 50 a week. Okay. He's actually going to be an advanced playmaker. Just because he's got the passing ability. He's got hopefully a high level of determination. Lad can't finish, so we're gonna actually train him as a roaming playmaker to begin with, just to get his physicals up again, and then go from there. So we're starting to build like a young, because he's another one. He was kicking off because he wasn't playing. He's all right. It's nothing special. Got good money for him. Has he already moved? When is their transfer window? Does that mean... Seems like every time we make a signing, we're waiting for them to... Seems like every player that leaves just goes straight out the door. When we sign someone... Yeah, just your second place in the league next after playing... And actually, they're another derby game, aren't they? but I think it takes the pressure off a little bit that we just beat Dynamo Minsk in the last game. I mean, I don't know what Brest are like, but oh, you're doing my head in now. Right, when's the latest one? Right, you. Right, no. I said percentage of next. Why would we contribute? We've got offers. No, go away. Any more offers for him now? Custom. And again, balanced. We know that they're... Are we missing Filipenko? Oh, damn it. See, this is why, you know, I want to give him the chance, because every week he's training well. So bearing in mind that we're selling our two centre backs means we're leaving ourselves a bit low. So Filipovic might have to fill in, because you can't play in the middle, not really. Yeah, Filipovic, you're going to have to fill in. And then, can Glinsky play there? Not really. Okay, so Filipovic can go in there. And Kopitovic is going to start right back, because you were not so good, were you? We're going to go with the same starting 11 there. At least the starting midfields, I should say. Cool. No changes need to be made, I don't think. Let's do it. Let's do it, do it, do it. Rivals set to square off. Well, hold on a second. We just beat our arch rivals. I think this will be a good signing. I think we'll look back one day and say, yeah. They're saying that it's not... Potential's not there. I think it is. Yes, I've accepted many offers for him. And to be honest, it's probably a mistake doing that. Filipovic, no. He's not available. Asking price would have to be at least $1 million. Why so late? I don't understand why all these... Oh, that's scuppered it, isn't it? Anyway, we're slowly putting together, I think, a team. Well deserved. You're a bit tired. You're a bit tired. We're away again. 2 big away derbies, and you watch, if we lose, it's going to be all about the derby day. Right, passionate again, because that's important. Same again. Seemed motivated. Yeah, but they weren't motivated last time I gave her. Alright, so far so good. Let's try and push on a bit. So far nothing's happened. And actually it's about time Skurin scored, considering how much I paid for him. And you know, I'm giving him a lot of time and a lot of nothing's happening. Do I go attacking and risk the sucker punch? Oh, what happened? No. Team talk. Not happy with your performance. Nothing has happened in this game. So let's demand more. Winners. Winners. Let's win this ball back. Oh, fuck's sake. Nothing's happened the whole game. And then that happens. And again, no one's turned up. No one's interested in playing football. Let's change our right back again. Reverse swap this time. I'm going to change you to a deep line forward just because you're a little bit more au fait with that. Well, we've got to go for it now. Same again. Not creating anything, are you? Not creating a bean. You're coming off. You've been dreadful. Do you know what? We'll put Stepanov on. And we will change him to be a poacher on the hope that he can just... Right, let's go. There's your counter. Oh, really? Absolutely nothing from you lot. 2 derby games in a row and you've absolutely bottled it, haven't you? Pathetic. Go on, blow the final whistle. Go on, fuck it off. Yeah. Pathetic. I'm not even talking to you guys after that. Useless. Yeah, well, you better, because you've been shit. Thing is, he is developing well. There's no doubt about it. Right, well, there we go. That is today's fix. Where are we in the schedule? Cool. So, I mean, to be honest, I'll probably come back. I might even do it later today for the Ferencvaros Champions Cup first qualifying round. How many qualifying rounds are we going to have to go through then? First qualifying round. Seriously? So we've got to play like 3 qualifiers before 2. Oh God. We really do, don't we? Last year, that was not me. They got whammed by CFR Cluj. It's probably a good idea to take a look at Ferencvaros. They're Hungarian. They have some... Who's he on loan from? They look a little step better, don't they? If you look at like some of the values of their players. I just don't know if I've got any information on any of them. Let's have a look at their striker. That's always a good... Right. Sergei Rebrov is their manager. Amazing. And their captain... He looks quite good. Even if it's not the full... Key player. Yeah, they look a bit better, don't they? I can see this being tough. Scout him. And again, let's have a look at their youngsters. It's their under-19 squad. They've got like a 30-year-old playing in their under-19 squad. Alright, cool. Well, okay, in the meantime, I'm going to work on my scouts and probably just... Cool. I'm going to work on my scouting assignments. So we've got quite a few scouts now. But I'm still not really getting... You don't have a current assignment. Yeah, but I've put you... I've got you loads of assignments. but I might be able to get... What's my data analyst? What are you doing? Stanislav. I reckon I can do better than that. Player data, team data, presenting data. Now my current data analyst, I suppose I should probably look, staff role, data analyst. This is the thing, it's hard to get any. These are all data analysts. My current data analyst. Oh, come on. Judging player data is 12, but presenting data. See, I think that's better. Straight tens. One of them's going to be on 10 in all of these, because obviously I've got that search going. I quite like that. Let's have a look at like determination. I know it doesn't really matter. I'm going to offer him a job. Can't afford you by any means. Yeah, see, this is the problem, isn't it? 1.7, like... Might just about be able to afford you. If we're lucky. I just want you as a data analyst. Maybe this will look... Maybe then we can offer more. Let's try at 500. $550. 600 final offer. Nah, 600. Because you're not that much better than what we got. No. Go on. There you go. Pushed your luck, didn't you? 600 for you. Right, current data analyst. And how much are you on? 230. Yeah, it's worth it. Mutual termination. $20K. So I don't currently have a data analyst for a few days. But after that loss to Dynamo Brest, I'm not too worried. Alright, so I'm going to carry on trying to scout and sort out my backroom staff. He is going to be a beast one of these days. We just need him to settle in. Want to keep giving him time as well because I think he's got the potential. All his physicals, he's got time on his. But I want to build a squad which is basically like reasonably. So you've got experience as the starting lineup, and then basically 17-year-olds, 17, 18, 19-year-olds as the backup. And the idea being is that, you know, as these players get injured or need a rest, then we just try it. And if we lose games, if it costs us games, then so be it. You know, ideally not these loaded games that we keep playing. You know, two big games in such a short space of time, two big games away against rivals. And now we're playing. They're sixth. I've never. All right. Well, anyway, let's call it a day there. I think that's quite a successful stream, marginally. And yeah, I'm going to carry on looking at these 17-year-olds. Don't forget, I've got youth intake at some point. I haven't heard a peep about that. Generally speaking, the board are happy with me. They'll be devastated about that result, though. But there you go. So yeah, I'm calling it a day there. Video 2. Thanks very much.